上帝有聽這個祈禱冇？
Did God answer this prayer?
Yes.
Yes, He did.
保羅有去羅馬，
Paul was able to go to Rome.
但是保羅唔是平平安安去羅馬，
But Paul did not go to Rome in safety.
保羅是借家故去羅馬。
Paul went to Rome as a prisoner.
保羅是歸先個天天一個 trains
He
去羅馬，
had chains all over his body when he went to Rome.
但小未夠
This is something very
，in
unexpected.
his way。
But in his way,
哎呀，這個姊妹多線嘅時陣，
there was a sister who, when she was
上
pregnant,
帝啊，我已經有七日攞啦，這個唔通攞啦，攬嘅啦，攬
or
嘅。
a girl or a woman who's pregnant is saying that, God, I've already got 7 girls. I want this one to be a boy.
結果都是攞嘅。
But as a result, but what happened was
In
it's
his
not still
way, in his
a
way。
girl in his way.
有一番啊，這個真趣味啊，真趣味。
So there are things that are
我哋
very
姊
interesting.
妹多也多嘢咯，
There are some women who's got a big tummy,
走嚟
pregnant,
走嚟請我，
would come and see me.
牧師話對我祈禱，
Pastor, please pray
我
for
講祈
me.
禱係咩啊？
What would you want?
攬嘅，攬嘅。
Pray that this would be a
我
boy.
講你冇去做開咪？
Why didn't you go for an
冇
ultrasound?
愛，冇愛。
And then she said, I don't
牧
want
師你
it.
聽我祈禱，我攬嘅，攬嘅。
Pastor, please pray for me that it will be a boy.
我未有祈禱啊。
I do not know how to pray, you know.
嗱，已經是攞嘅，我祈禱攬嘅，你祈禱一波攬波攞咩就？
If it's already a boy and then I pray for a girl or a girl and pray for a boy, it becomes half-half. What
所以
happens?
我拜你嗱，叫我祈禱，未多先就嚟咯，未多先就嚟咯。
So if you want me to pray for you, you've got to come and ask me to pray for you before you become
你
pregnant.
多先了，我祈禱正更高，你祈禱冇夠力一波就排泄咯。
Because if after you're already pregnant, you come and ask me to pray, then it becomes half-half.
In his way，
In His way.
上帝真奇妙，
God is very amazing.
主宰呀，
The Lord knows.
叫做幫助人。
May God
你
help
若
us.
信服上帝，
If you obey God,
你行上帝嘅路。
you walk in God's ways.
第三，
Third,
上帝聽咱嘅祈禱嘅叫做 no but yes 嘅方法。
God uses the method of no but yes.
什麼叫 no but yes 呢？
What is no but yes?
親像冇聽你祈禱，
It is as if that He didn't answer your
但係
prayers,
實在聽你祈禱。
but He actually has answered your
這什麼
prayers.
意思呢？
What is the meaning of this?
保羅祈禱，
Paul prayed,
講主啊，我身個有一根刺啊，
Lord, there is a thorn in my
這
body.
根刺可能是一個困難，可能是一個破壁，可能是一個敵人。
This thorn could be his difficulty, his sickness, or it could be his enemy.
上帝啊，將這根刺踢走。
God, take away this thorn from me.
上帝 say no，
But God said no.
你祈禱第二拜
And he prayed the second time.
no
And God still said
Yes, Abay.
no. The third time.
no，
And still the answer
但
was
係
no.
加一句話，
But then he added,
我有恩典夠入你需要，
My grace is sufficient for you.
你身個繼續有一根刺嚟啫，
Your body will continue to experience that
但唔要緊，唔要
thorn.
緊，
But that is
我
fine.
嘅恩典好你，
I will increase my grace
我
upon you
廿加一根刺，
so that you will be able to overcome that thorn.
這就是 no but yes 嘅祈禱。
This is the prayer of no but yes.
我講這經濟你就明白。
Let me share another testimony and you'll understand.
當咱未買隔壁對嘅時陣，
Before we purchase the property beside us,
你就係 Mr. and Mrs. Tim 嗰啲嘅關係是真真 tension 真真緊張。
you know that our relationship with Mr. and Mrs. Lim was always very tension-filled
因為真真小氣咱暗暝worship team 嘅 practice，
because they were always very angry at the practice of our worship teams in the evenings.
所以路尾我夾要創一個 deal，
So we had a deal
我講咱10點以前即刻完全結束，
says that we will finish up everything before 10 o'clock
對開始。
from that day on.
我差不多 worship team 嚟暗暝嚟練習，我特暗祈禱
So。almost every time that whenever the worship team would be practicing, I would be praying.
我講主啊，
I said, Lord,
我 worship team 準時開始，準時結束。
help the worship team to be able to start on time and finish on time.
嗱，結束以後就到期，唔單止話講，
And
超
after
未停。
after they finished, they should immediately go home and not be laughing and out there.
但佢哋講我，
But let me tell you,
上帝千就特擺冇聽我祈
it is
禱。
as if that God never answered my prayers.
worship team 讓我特擺受聖靈感動，
The worship team is always very spirit-filled.
特擺超未停，
They always do not stop singing.
超了電話我就超未停，
And after singing, after practicing, they would be laughing out there.
聖靈感動啊！
They are moved by the Spirit.
結果呢，
As a result,
幾時你熱你咪嚟感動我啦？
the The following day, Mr. Lim would come and
冇
move
走
me
等正啊，叉絲啊，叉絲
and
啊。
would come and start scolding me that you're so
我鬆弛啊。
noisy, you didn't finish on time. What would I do?
唉，sorry 啊，sorry 啊
I
，sorry。
would say, sorry, sorry.
主冇聽過幾多。
The Lord did not answer my prayers.
哎呀，但我小妹講，
But quite
主講冇
unexpectedly,
有見啊，
the Lord said,
等
fine,
貴爹妹嚟，
let's buy the whole property.
現在哦，
Now,
我昨天嚟連時我唔不對幾多啦啦，
whenever the worship team practices, I don't pray for them anymore.
連9、11點我都唔參與，
Even if they practice up until 11 o'clock, I don't care.
因為冇人嚟參加咯。
Because no one would come and bother me anymore.
No， but yes，
No, but yes.
也最時盡，
Many times,
咱所愛嘅，
what we like or desire,
上帝無都都好難，
God may not necessarily give it to
但
us,
是你需要相信，
but you need to believe
主好你嘅的確比你所愛嘅更加好。
that what God gives you is surely much better than what you desire.
God is good. He's a good God.
Because God is good.
Good
He's a
job,
good
John.
God. May God help us.
Number 4，
Number 4,
上帝總是借到你嘅信號嚟聽你嘅祈禱。
God makes use of your obedience to answer your prayers.
我聽到人講一句話，
I've heard people say this.
祈禱未改變上帝旨意，祈禱只改變祈禱嗰個人。
Prayer will not change God's will. It will only change the person who is praying.
這句話冇唔對，
Nothing wrong with this
即
statement.
最時陣哦，
Many times,
上帝冇改變，但是祈禱嘅人改變，會
God
啊，即是會啊。
doesn't change, but the man or the person who prays changes.
但是我愛將佢 modify 淡薄，
But I want to modify it a little
我
bit
哋更加準確。
so that it will become more accurate.
祈禱未改變上帝影響中間所命定嘅旨意，但係祈禱卻影響上帝成就旨意嘅時間。
Prayer will not change God's eternal predestined will, but it can influence the time frame for God's fulfillment of His will.
上帝嗱命定了發生嘅大事，
God has determined that something is going to happen.
冇人能改變。
No one can change that.
無論你攞罪人祈禱，
No matter how many people pray,
上帝唔會改變上帝所定了嘅旨意。
God will never change the will that He has already predestined.
But
But
呢個祈禱
your prayer
不但決定上帝命定旨意成就嘅時間。
can influence the time frame that God fulfills His will.
之後呢個解釋咧，
How do we explain this?
呢就是做那嘅歌書。
And this is the story of Jonah.
上帝叫做那佢年年未幾傳道，
God sent Jonah to preach to the city of Nineveh.
做那冇乜去，
And Jonah didn't want to go
因為尼尼微嘅人是猶太人嘅多敵人，
because the Ninevites were actually the greatest enemy of the Jews, the
而冇乜去，冇
Israelites.
乜去，
He refused to
而
go.
走去塔斯，
He fled to
一
Tarshish.
個東一個西，
One was east and the other was west.
上帝用一個魚將佢吞落去，
And God used a fish to swallow him
多
up
交尼尼微嘅所在，
and brought him to Nineveh.
而度佢哋傳咯，
And so he had to preach.
國家40日，
After 40 days,
全城滅亡，
the whole city will be destroyed.
這就唔是福音啊，
This is not the gospel.
係唔是？
It's not a good
而
news.
度行咯，
So he left.
而小妹講。
But something unexpected
尼尼
happened.
微全城嘅人，全國嘅人對昂太師到路俾一個奴僕囊中悔改。
The whole city of Nineveh, from the king to the least of the slaves, they all repented.